come on in, grab a seat. Sounds like Josiah should hopefully actually be in Canadian airspace right now. So
wonderful.
We're there.
It's the day.
We're in the home stretch.
This is it. It's taken a long time, but Carissa Hildebrand finally gets to bring her love, Joseph, home.
I'm just anxious and excited and ready.
Joseph Hildebrand left for Ukraine in June. The 33-year-old Canadian veteran died early November volunteering on the front lines. Getting his body from Ukraine's Donetsk region to Swift Current, Saskatchewan would take a mountain of unexpected effort, negotiating for weeks with foreign officials while fighting back grief.
I'm ready to actually just have my breakdown and grieve Joe. It's time.
Do you find like you're holding it all in until a certain moment?
Definitely. Yes. Joe absolutely loved to sing. He sang all the time.
You look so happy.
We were. I've never been happier in my life. Same with Joe V. So
Yeah.
this hat he just wore every day, and it still smells like his sweat. So I hung on to it. I know it's weird, but
They were together for 8 years.
this is the year that Joe adopted Jovi. So we took family photos.
Building a family and a life.
What did you think of that decision for him to go?
Like, I have to respect his decision. I have trouble understanding it. This is exactly what I was always worried about every time he wanted to go help. He wanted the farm life and the family life, but he also wanted to constantly go be with his like brotherhood and go help. It's just two different worlds.
Some Canadians may choose to take more active steps.
Canada warned people not to go to Ukraine. There wasn't much the government could do if the worst happened.
And I got a call and it said Ukraine. And I just like instantly kind of knew, if that makes sense. It was like, oh no. That would be his old military tags.
Ukraine officials brought Joseph's remains from the front line to Kyiv for cremation. Their plan to ship him home would take months. Global Affairs Canada was in touch with the family, but Ukraine called the shots. Joseph was a volunteer soldier.
His military uniform and his pins.
Over in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Steve Kersnick, part of Joseph's military family, jumped into action.
I'd reached out to a bunch of other humanitarian groups that I'm kind of connected with and said, hey, listen, like, we have this fallen veteran, we got to get him back. Let's start planning the leg of the route on how he's going to go, what paperwork do we have to get.
Steve and Joseph served in Afghanistan as part of the Princess Patricia Canadian Light Infantry. Joseph wouldn't get a military funeral. He died a private citizen. Still, his family wanted him escorted home with dignity.
It's not that we're asking for a lot, we wanted to have someone repatriate Joseph home because we didn't want him alone being shipped in a box like an Amazon package.
That's where another Army brother comes in.
This is Joseph Hildebrand and myself. Our kit chained up together. Pick up the urn tomorrow in Lviv.
Josiah Napier knew Joseph for years. He was in Ukraine when Joseph died. He volunteered to bring the remains home, delaying his own trip back by a month.
My wife wants me home. If it had been me and there'd been no advocate here, it would have been a pretty hellish process. So I stayed because it's the right thing to do.
Joe is sitting up front with us.
He hitched a ride out of Ukraine with a foreign soldier.
Thank you, Andrew, for getting us here.
It's my pleasure to help.
14 hours to Germany.
And we are getting ready to board for Canada.
And a 9.5-hour flight to Calgary, all for Joseph's family, who Josiah had never met.
4:07 our time. He wrote, made it to Calgary. So they're there. That's the text I've been waiting for all day.
Now, the home stretch. They've decided to meet in Medicine Hat. The moment, built up for weeks, is all Carissa can see.
It's gonna be strange to go home with Joe. Very strange. Hi, Josiah.
Finally, Joseph is home. It's a tragedy all military families fear, so this one makes a promise. If another Canadian dies in Ukraine, they'll help bring them home.
This is going to happen to another family, and another family, and another family, and something needs to be done.
Thank you so much.
It's their way of bringing dignity to the brutality of war. Sam Sampson, CBC News, Medicine Hat, Alberta.